journey of the brand, it's quite an interesting topic, which covers basically the whole process from the conception of the product to the sale of the product. So there are various steps and very, very different type of activities that cover this process. So basically, there is in the beginning a design brief, which is the idea that the designer or the chief creative officer, depending upon the type of person that is within the company and is dedicated to the creation of the product, makes a design brief or sketches to his or her design team, and therefore translates the idea of the collection, the inspiration of the collection, which is normally done through a mood board. So a range of ideas that give inspiration to the collection. This is translated into design sketches, which in turn go to the prototyping department, or which is either outsourced, so work done, for example, for handbags in a third-party manufacturer, or an atelier for ready-to-wear. And there is the first, I would say, prototype, which is then in subsequent meetings analyzed and reviewed by the design department and product development department. Once the prototypes are considered final, there is a final sample, so the final product, which is presented as a whole, so in its entirety of the collection. And so the collection is represented through a number of samples, which basically make the collection. The commercial team, along with the design department, makes normally an editing of the collection. So, for example, there are maybe 50 samples, just for the sake of an example, made, sorry. And the merchandising / the commercial team edits the collection, so selects the final sample collection to be presented to the press and to the clients, to the multi-brand or internal clients. So there is the presentation of the collection, either being a standing presentation or a proper fashion show, and right after the fashion show there is the selling campaign with all the clients that come and make the selection to buy the products. At that time there is during the selling campaign or right after that there is the order taking. So orders are taken by the customer service department, and they are transmitted to the production department to be analyzed. Normally, if the quantities are very limited, some products do not have the feasibility, and therefore they are not put in production. If there are what we call minimum order quantity are met, we basically put the products in production, and there is the production planning department supervises the planning of the production, so checking if everything goes well, all the materials are coming to the suppliers, or the accessories are coming to the suppliers, and finally, once the product are the finished product are finalized, there is the delivery to the warehouse. Both B2B, so normally the finished product can either go to third-party clients, so the multi-brand stores or department stores, or B2C clients, so directly operated stores or e-commerce channel. And so the product is now at the warehouse, and so there are shipments done from the warehouse to the final clients or the multi-brand clients. Once the product arrive to the store, there is a visual merchandising setup, and the products are displayed in a way that the products are follow the guidelines of the creative department and the visual merchandising department. And the products are then sold basically to the final clients, or either through the physical stores or through the e-commerce site. Whatever is left from the sales at full price, so without markdown, is then goes on sale, and so there are typically two sales period, so spring summer and fall winter sales. So normally June, July, December, January. Whatever is left with the unsold stock is normally sent to outlets or clearance. There are several outlet flash sales or off-site, off-price websites that can help clearing the stock, because it's very important that the stock is not left sitting, in the warehouse, because it's a cash it's a cash flow basically immobilization. I would like to a little bit talk also about the COVID situation very briefly, and then I'll turn the word to you if you have any questions for me. So at the moment, we're facing an unprecedented situation with the COVID virus. This has been hugely impacting particularly the fashion business from several different aspects. So ranging from the total closure of stores, supply chain stop and halt, and basically also preventing selling campaign to take place. So it has a huge impact. Clearly, at the moment, so this has happened from the beginning of March, right at this moment, so more than 2 months. Certain countries like Italy, France, and others have just begun to reopen the stores and reopen also the manufacturing activities, but very slowly the clients are going back to the stores. So there is a huge impact on the inventory, because basically we lost a season of sales. So the spring-summer 20 season has been hugely impacted. As well as the other point is that the June collections, which were supposed to take place physically in Paris, London, Milan, will happen digitally and not physically. So this is a very big change in the way collections are presented and sold, and this is clearly a big event that companies need to face and adapt and be proactive, because clearly it's a very new situation, unforeseen, unprecedented. So the importance of digital presentation, but also I would say digital ways of working, work from home. I would also say along the journey of the brand, I have just told you, digital prototyping and conception of the brand, supply chain, digital connection and involvement is so important that I think this virus, which was sudden and totally unforeseen, has somewhat sped up the process of digitalization of our world, which has been a little bit less proactive in terms of adapting to the changing world. I see clearly this situation as an opportunity to look at things in a different way, be more, I would say, proactive and adapting to the different environment, being able to engage with the clients in a different way, and also having the sensibility of understanding how things are changed. Sustainability is so important for all the clients, the younger generations, your generation and younger generations. So this is an opportunity for all the brands and the companies to think through, focus more, and be, you know, at the forefront of the new and unforeseen situation. So I think I turn, you know, the word to you, Soner, and everybody who has any questions for me, or have any comments on what I have said, or any other topics that you would like to ask.
Well, thank you for this great talk. It's definitely a gift for all of us. And we all hope that COVID-19 will soon be defeated, so everyone can quickly get back on track. So I just have one question. So you spoke about the journey of a brand. So what was the most challenging part of this journey for you? So was it just creating the brand, or creating the product, or just trying to launch to each cities or different regions? So what was the most challenging part?
Well, I think the most the challenging and most difficult aspect is really creating the brand, because you know, the brand has a lot of immaterial and qualitative aspects, and entering into the mindset of you know, the client, and having creating awareness is I would say the most difficult thing in the journey of the brand, along with the fact that also creating the right product is second to this, but it is equally important, because it's a way of creating demand, and somehow that kind of poetry and immaterial will that the client has. So I think those are I would say, the most difficult and challenging aspects of the journey of the brand. The other things are more execution-wise, so they are more related to implementing a vision, and which are, don't get me wrong, they are not easy, but less somehow difficult in a way.
Francesco, first of all, thank you very much enlightening us with your experience. Obviously, our group is very young, but very enthusiastic. I think going forward, this is going to be a tremendous support and insight for us in creating a brand. We branded SmartOpt for providing digital solutions to complex business problems, specific to supply chain. Therefore, your words, actually, an assessment after COVID-19 are a big encouragement for us. Also, coming from Milano, where I love a lot, you know, I have been to Milano maybe 6-7 times already. You know, it is one of my favorite places. And very, very good friends in Politecnico, Milano, especially. So my question is, in creating or creating the design brief, how much attention does the designer give to form and function and compromise between form and function? Because in the design, we are designing software products now, there is the functionality, we took care of the functionality, but we have to design the form, right?
Yeah.
So can you share your opinion on form and function, and how much do we compromise from either form or from function?
Thank you for Matti for the question, and congratulations on your business and your team. You know, it's a very young team. I'm sure they are all enthusiastic and look forward to working and to the success of the company. I think you know. It's a very good question, because when there is a design brief, I think the more qualitative points, and so color, shapes, tones, inspiration are the prevailing elements, which then in a subsequent moment take the shape and function. The function is already there for sure, because you in the beginning of the brief you have already defining, you know, if this is an evening dress or is a day dress, or it's trousers, or so the function is quite clear. Shape can be different and change along the way throughout the product development and prototyping process. The colors and nuances of the function are already there. So it's something that also develops throughout the outset of the collection, and it's quite it's I would say a process that has several aspects, one of which is definitely the function, and then subsequently the shape. I don't know if this answers your question.
Perfectly. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure, and thank you very much for having me. I wish you all the best for you know, this your company, and the continued success of your venture. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.